Okay, can you hear me? Let me hear a yes from you guys in the chat if you are there live. We are beginning the webinar, Mr. Wolfing.
Yep. Well
Yes,
said.
you there?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. We're also streaming live on YouTube. So welcome to all of our YouTube subscribers. Unfortunately, you won't see us on camera, but subscribe to the channel, and when we release a replay, you'll see us on camera. Um, I'm going to put on the got my hat. See? High Traffic Academy. How about you, Mr. Peter? Are you going to be on camera today?
Yeah.
Okay. We tried a new way today, and we have more people showing up earlier. Isn't that great?
We can't. It's that we can be taught and we can learn new things, right?
Yes. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is automation and resistance and money, right? Together that spends ARM, which is making your muscles strong, your marketing muscles strong, and really being part of a community that thrives. So I just started recording. So welcome everyone. Vic here with Soci Snap and Intentional Mentoring. We do these calls every Thursday, and Peter and I have done a webinar every single week, at least once a week for the last 3 years consistently. That is a massive body of work that we're now going to be rolling out as part of a video educational series. So, Peter, why don't you share a little bit about the intentional mentoring, and then I'll share about Automation Machine and how that came about, and then we're going to get into the program in about maybe 6 minutes. I've got a slide deck. Over to you, Peter.
All right, great guys. Hey, thank you so much for everybody for coming on. Let me just switch my background to be intentional mentoring. There you go. Guys, mentoring is where it's at. Coaching, mentoring is where it's at. You can kind of wing it, or you can learn from people that have already done it. Okay, and we've gone through the pain and years of trial and error and figuring it out, but more importantly, Victor and I know we eventually found the wisdom of mentoring and coaching, and we have hired many mentors and coaches ourselves to learn. We just didn't learn it ourselves, okay, with trial and error. We tried, but the more expedient fashion and cost-effective fashion is always finding someone else that knows what they're doing and learn from them. And throughout the number of years, you probably heard stories that we've talked about many times about having a coach or mentor and things that we've learned. So intentional mentoring was born. The name comes out of one of my mentors, which was John Maxwell. He's the foremost business coach in the world. He's written 105 books and counting, and he's been voted as the #1 business guru and leadership guru of the world. So a guy has launched countries, as far as leadership. And so he came out with a book, and he talked a lot about the word intentional. Okay, it was called intentional living, and intentional is very focused, purposeful action to be able to accomplish things and not just let it happen like sleepwalking. Okay, and not just kind of let things happen at random. And that's the way most people go through their life, is especially after high school or college, everything just kind of happens to them based on things that are happening in the world around them. They react to everything. It's just they're like a pinball, going all over the place in reaction to all these different stimuli. And intentional mentoring is deciding what you want, taking purposeful action, and learning specific critical skills. And tonight, Vic's going to show you one of those skills in automation. And when you do that, and you do that over time, you're unstoppable, okay? Because you develop skills, and your skills are a direct correlation to your income. Especially for those people that know traditional business, traditional jobs, how do you earn more money? Well, you get your skill set higher so you become indispensable, okay? And then they're willing to pay you more. If you have a lower skill set, what do? You get paid a lot less because a lot of people can do your job, okay? And so if you get a skill set that is much more valuable to the marketplace, then, hey, write your own paycheck. And we in turn, in the entrepreneur space, we are in the digital space, the online space, we have our own unique skill set as well. The network marketing space has their own unique skill set compared to the affiliate marketing space. They're a little bit different, not a lot, but they converge very, very closely in most of them. And then they diverge just a little bit on group building and things like that. But they have a great core of skill sets that you need to learn. Copywriting and presentations and funnels and tactical marketing and traffic and all these different things that we both need to learn to build our business and to ultimately sell product. And automation is one of them, where you don't want to be doing onesie twosie work, and you're going to be doing a lot of, as I call it, heavy lifting. Okay, and automation, it's definitely, you don't want to do the heavy lifting if you want to expand out into the world and do a lot more as far as income. I was just before here, I was on my Facebook page, and some of my students in my program Easy One Up just posted, hey, I made $200,000 in 4 months in Easy One Up. Fantastic. And another one did much, much more than that. And they're in turn using funnels and the value add and they're buying traffic and all these different things that Vic and I teach here. And you can use those techniques to sell product in whatever market that you're in, be that it's another network marketing company, your own affiliate product. If you want to use it to sell SociSnap, you want to use it to sell Easy One Up, you want to use it to sell really any other product out there, and do it consistently for years and years and years, just kind of eventually things change. So you have to tweak and keep your education up to speed a little bit, because things are not always going to stay stagnant. But once you have that core based knowledge, then you can do this for a very, very long time. And it becomes wonderful where you can have a smartphone lifestyle, not just a laptop lifestyle, but a smartphone lifestyle. I have that, Vic has that. And we in turn live this lifestyle where we can travel anywhere we want to do things. And if we need to, we go to a laptop. And if we need to, we go to a desktop for more power if we're doing different things. So, but we can be able to move and make income from this here. And I know Vic has a team of programmers he communicates with. And if he's going away for any length of time, he can coordinate these different things with his team to be able to, so he can work with this and communicate with them with Google Docs and all sorts of different things to be able to make his business continue to run. Okay. And that's what you want to be able to do is eventually use your intention to build these mechanisms that you can actually have this type of a business. And that's what we have been doing for years, is teaching you these different things on the different courses that we do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and many times many other days too, to teach you these different skill sets. And depending on how much you really engage with them, you will learn them faster or slower, or maybe not at all, depending if you don't come, right? But we in turn teach you many, many different things. So that's intentional mentoring. We hope that you take us up on these different things that we're doing and really engage, because we in turn have a lot of learning to teach you and a lot of things we learned over the years. And we just love teaching and giving back. And hopefully you take advantage of many of the accelerated courses that we have where we get really down and dirty with teaching you one-on-one or in small groups. And of course, there's fees for that if you choose to participate. So with that, let me turn it back over to Vic, and love to hear what you have to say about automation.
Excellent. So I was never really much into automation, and I was actually more of a hands-on guy.
And most of you know me as the guy who created SociSnap, the social media editor. Well, this is actually my 5th major product that I created. My very first product was actually an SMS business-to-business virtual community. Really simple. You'd register with your email address, your password, and your mobile number, and we could message each other as a tribe, as a community. And then we also built bulk messaging capabilities into that, and it was used by Hollywood to make movies. That's my first major foray into the software world. My second major foray was when I moved to Silicon Valley and I got to work with the founder of Apple Computer. Yes, the 3rd founder of Apple Computer, Daniel. And he and I had a talk show on television that was broadcast in community. And we had this idea, well, people wanted to see our replays. Why are there no replays? And YouTube existed at that time, but it was a postage stamp size video. It wasn't really, what we see today with ultra 4K, 60 frame per second. And I predicted that there would come a time when people wanted that 4K high. We didn't even know about 4K, but we just wanted to put television quality. At that time, videos were 4:3, movies were 16:9, and we wanted to be the very first video transcoder company on the internet. So you could stick a DVD in OneDrive, you'd hit a button, and you could upload it, and you could watch your high definition video. So I still remember investors said, well, Vic, we don't think there's a market for high definition video on the internet because it's always going to be this small little thing. There's not enough bandwidth. And I said, no, the bandwidth's going to increase. I would say in about 10 years, it's going to be mainstream. Well, Vimeo came out. Basically that was history at that point. We were there just before Vimeo came out. And we wanted to create a business model that allowed businesses to share a high definition video on the internet. That was my second big project. My third big project was to actually make a search engine. I got out of the space of creating virtual communities and video. I said, you know what? People really need a community-based search engine. I need it so I could find articles consistently. I created that search engine, and then I created a tool called Search Triggers, which help you rank in that search engine. Well, what most people wanted to do was rank in Google, rank in Yahoo, rank in Bing, rank in AOL, rank in all the other search engines. And I said, well, let me make it simple for you. If you can learn how to rank in my search engine, guess what? You'll be able to rank in other people's search engines too. So I started teaching search triggers in the local community, and this man walks up to me and he identifies himself as the man who invented search engine optimization. He coined the term search engine optimization. So we created this joint partnership agency, if you will, helping businesses use search triggers to rank themselves higher in search. Well, fast forward to 2012, it's 2014. I had uploaded a video of my favorite band, my friends, the Doobie Brothers. I'd seen them several times. They're actually, Bob was their band manager. He was actually the band manager of Tommy Johnston when he went on a solo career, but then he came back to the Doobies. Anyway, the main point was, I thought, well, what if I use search triggers to optimize my own video? And so it went from 50,000 views to 1 million views to now 2.2 million views, simply by making one little change. And then years later, I invented SociJam, and then SociSnap is the current version, SociSnap. And I thought, well, I did the same thing. What if I took the same thing and I made a little change, and all of a sudden, bam. And we had a few webinars a month or so ago where I showed that all of a sudden that one small change resulted in 100,000 more views in a week. It was crazy how one tiny little change makes a huge difference. Well, you might ask, well, how does that fit into the phase of automation? Well, that's what we're going to be exploring in this series. It's all about automation, because a lot of you are wanting automation. How many guys and gals want automation? But how many of you have found that automation doesn't necessarily work that well? Well, a number of years ago, I teamed up with a man named Ryan Dice, who created Digital Marketer. I became a certified partner with them. I went down to Austin and I hung out with these guys and I learned about this stuff. And one of the things Ryan said was, automation works best at the earliest stages of the engagement cycle. What that really means is when you're first getting to know someone, it's okay to automate. But as you get to know that person a little bit better, people don't want that automation anymore. They want to connect with you. They want to see that you're real. They want to see Peter and I on video. They don't want to just have us be sending them email after email. You know, it's like half of our job to do these webinars every single week and do so consistently is emailing people reminder notices. That's secretarial work. Okay, it's not our best interest, but nobody else can do it because it can't be automated. We tried to automate it by having Zoom send out those reminder notices. Abysmal failure. Absolutely abysmal failure. Thousands of people registered. Nobody gets the emails because it's being sent by Zoom. So as soon as you automate and you scale, you lose that personal connection. So what is automation best used for? Simple. Automation is best used for building trust, building relationships at the earliest stage of your relationship cycle. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So that's my introduction. I'm now going to move into the deck. Peter, do you want to comment about anything I said before I move on to the formal presentation? It's now 17 minutes after the hour.
Yeah, I agree. The automation process, and I'm going to speak, you speak mainly from the affiliate marketing brain, and I speak mainly from the network marketing brain. And but again, they intersect beautifully. And the automation process in the people business of network marketing is great at the beginning as well, because you're sorting and sifting, right? You're sorting and sifting in, you're sorting and sifting out. But once you get up to a certain level of sorting and sifting, you have to have that people element. And that's what Victor's saying. You have to insert yourself at some point in that sorting and sifting process so that this way you can connect. Because that's what network marketing is all about, is connecting, right? Connecting, people skills, and differentiating yourself from other people. Now, you can do the whole process automated, but you have to overcompensate with the lack of belly to belly with automation and money. Okay. Now that's definitely possible, and I know plenty of people that do that. But if they wanted to insert themselves where they pick up the phone and call, they talk to them, maybe they develop a leader a little bit more, walk through the back office, things like that. If they want to insert themselves a little bit more, they'll have a much more solid business, and people wouldn't be as transitory as they are in the biz ops space, network marketing space. And you build better roots with the people. And also what I find what happens too, Vic, is people treat the sale that they make as a one-time sale, not as a lifetime sale.
Right.
And when you insert the people into it, you get better roots, which means that you're better apt to approach them again with something else. And they say, well, hey, Pete took care of me last time. Vic took care of me last time. They didn't leave me hanging. They didn't make the sale and gone. Hey, I'll trust them again this time. What do you got? And that's helps quite a bit. So this beginning part with the automation process is critical, because you can't do all the heavy lifting, but as soon as you kind of go through that process, you got to eventually connect. So back to you, Vic.
Well, thank you, Peter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into some conversation and a formal presentation. And then all of you who are here live, you can chat. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're welcome to write comments as well. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you inside of one of our live Zoom events and just getting to know you. So we'll also have some after hours. So there was many of you who came early, and then there's many of you who stay late. Today, we're going to keep it short, okay? Because this is just the beginning. And I want you guys to take more action and be a little bit more active. So please, let me know if you're excited in the chat. And the first question is, are you beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Put in beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and then I'm going to actually reveal to you the context of what I mean by beginner and what I mean by intermediate and what I mean by advanced in reality. And this is going to be a little bit of a shock to you, but that's okay, because how else are you going to grow, right? My job is not to teach you anything. My job is to inspire you to do the work that it takes for you to teach yourself and put things into practice. Okay? That's my job. That's what I do. I'm a trainer. I'm not a coach. Okay? And there's a big distinction between trainers and coaches. Coaches encourage you and handle your objections. They're kind of like salespeople in a way. Trainers work with people who are already in motion. Like, let's look at swimming. When Michael Phelps, he still has a trainer, right? He has a trainer. He's already swimming, and the trainer is adjusting to try to get that extra push, that little extra stuff that's in there. That's what you want when you hire a trainer. A coach is someone who holds you accountable, okay? They hold a space of accountability for you. A trainer observes what you do and moves it in a better direction. So I lean more toward the training side, and I hire coaches to handle the coaching side. So I work with a lot of coaches, but I don't do coaching anymore. I just don't do that anymore. I find it's not the best use of the time that I have left here on this planet. My best use is to train the trainers and train the coaches. So that's the context, though. Did anyone say beginner, intermediate, or advanced in the chat? Did anyone say anything in the chat? Because I know some people are here on phones.
Yeah, Carmen says beginner. Let's see.
Did anyone say intermediate?
1 second. Okay.
Maria says beginner. I love you, Maria, but you're an intermediate. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to set a new meaning to because perception is irrelevant. What matters is reality. Okay, and your perception and your reality is public knowledge. So I'm now sharing my screen. Are you seeing my screen? It should be a full screen. Yeah. I sometimes share the wrong monitor. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right monitor. Okay.
You know, Vic, you were saying basically on I love what you said about the training and the coaching and stuff. Yeah. I did a curation on a video series on Facebook called Tom versus Time.
Yeah.
And it's excellent. I'll post the link to the first video. You guys can watch it. I think it's a 5-series set of about 15 minutes of video. And the first video is being perfect. Something about being perfect. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. And it's all about, Tom Brady, why he's the best, why he's the best, and the coaches that he has and the trainers that he has to be able to get that extra 1 or 2 or 3% out of his game that makes him accelerate way past anybody else. Mm-hmm. And that's very, very important, very, very important. So not to get off topic here. So I'll post that link there. You can guys watch that after we get off today. and I think you find it very, very, very interesting. So back to you, Vic.
So did anyone post in intermediate with, now that I've given you
Scott
context?
Is intermediate.
Right?
Scott is intermediate. Daryl is beginner intermediate.
Okay, now look at that. Look at, I've made some now rules. I defined what a beginner is. A beginner is less than 10 paying customers. Intermediate is 10 to 500 paying customers. And advanced is 500 paying customers. I did this for a reason, because these are the levels that the public affiliate networks have to classify you A, B, or C. And what happens when you apply to promote a product, they disclose how many sales you have. Some of them give a very specific count, but the largest ones have these ranges. Well, I hit the advanced level in 2012 in JVZoo, which is one of the largest networks. Before that, I joined ClickBank, and I was promoting on ClickBank. And I'm now moving back into ClickBank, and I'm also in Pay Kickstart. But what's interesting is when I see people applying to promote, it shows me exactly how many customers you have. Now, this is different in network marketing, because in network marketing, you don't really know. You're building a downline. It's a completely different thing. So I'm going to be talking about affiliate marketing, and then Peter can adapt what I say to network marketing, because in affiliate marketing, it's all about serving customers. It's not about sales. That's the thing that a lot of people who are novices don't get. It's about serving your customers, okay? The people that I learn from, like Cindy, for example, she has tens of thousands of paying customers. So whenever she launches a product, she immediately gets more customers because they know, like, and trust her already. So let's talk about goals. Everyone talks about goals, but I want some specific goals from you, and please put this in one paragraph. How many customers do you want to serve per day? How many customers do you want per year? And how many active affiliates you want? I'm going to move quickly, but this is going to be kind of an eye-opener for you, okay? The product that you're promoting. How many of you have gone through the product? Have you watched the videos? Have you done the exercises? Have you summarized it? Have you invested energy? We're next going to talk about energy. And I inserted this because this is physics, okay? Energy is the capacity to do work. There are different forms of energy that can be converted into one another, such as a waterfall. The potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Now, this is the law of conservation of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it can be converted from one form or another. So, for example, the speed of the vibrating pendulum decreases as it goes away from its rest position. The speed is maximum when it passes its rest position during its movement. Pulling the pendulum to a higher position means there is a work done that is stored in the pendulum in the form of potential energy. And how does this apply to marketing? We're going to get to that in a minute. But a lot of you, I would say 96% of you, are untapped potential energy. It doesn't become realized.
You're sounding like me.
Until it turns into kinetic energy.
I love this slide.
You love it?
I love this slide. Guys, you ever see those where you have the silver balls and you have like 7 or 8 of them, and you let one go at the other end, one end, and the other one goes in the other end?
Yep.
Well, this slide here is so true with Vic's talking about energy, and it's the transference of energy. If you just even replace, say, the side on the left with pain and rejection and things like that, the other side with success and happiness and money on the right-hand side, it's equal proportion on both sides. So if you want to be able to make more money in network marketing, well, you pull the ball on the left-hand side higher, you get more and more rejection, which means you get more money. Because there's no two ways about it. It has to go on the other side in equal proportion.
Yep.
Right? So if you want to make more money, talk to more people, get rejected more often. I learned this from Darren Hardy of Success Magazine.
Yep.
He was in real estate, and he talked to one of the most successful real estate people in the country. And he says, listen, just tell me what I have to do. He says, okay, go out and get rejected as many times as possible. So that's what he did.
Yes.
So if you want to make more money, you pull the ball higher and higher to the left, but make sure that you understand that it's going to be harder and harder, and you're going to get more pain and more rejection. But you know that once you let it go, on the other side, physics says you have to have equal proportion on the other side, which is money and success.
Yes.
So very important slide in understanding about energy and where effort and the results of your effort come into play. So back to you, Vic. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, and see, age could be replaced by wealth. Okay?
Yeah.
So, in other words, if you're not swinging the pendulum high enough, then you're not going through the burn. Okay? So, in martial arts, for example, your mastery is all based on your practice. Now, hopefully, you never need to use it in combat, because we don't live in a feudal society anymore where there's people out there wanting to kill you every single time with swords and with trebuchets and things like that we see in the movies. We live in a civilized society. We've still replaced that drive toward the drive toward conquest and conquering with the urge to make money and be successful. But what a lot of people don't have is the pain and the transformation of the pain. Now, here's the thing: is you don't have to stay very long in terms of time. You can just go through that rejection a little bit once you just allow it to happen. So let's talk about, why does the pendulum stop? So we already talked about there's kinetic energy, there's potential energy, there's mechanical energy. So I'm going to go through and define this a little bit more. When the pendulum reaches the maximum height, its speed is 0. So it just literally stands up in space. There was a ride in Orlando where they literally slingshot you up into space, and then you hit this apex point and you're completely still. Okay? So that's kind of like a pendulum. So the kinetic energy is 0. Kinetic is, there's no motion happening. But the potential energy is the maximum. Mechanical energy equals the potential energy. The pendulum keeps moving right and left around its rest position, keeping its mechanical energy constant due to the exchange between the potential and the kinetic energies as the mechanical energy. And I'm reading to you from a physics book about understanding this stuff in its proper language. Basically, in layman's terms, kinetic energy is something in motion. Potential energy is when things have stopped completely and it's about to go back into motion. And mechanical energy is the actual movement itself, okay, the mechanics, okay? Well, what is the X factor? And so those of you can answer, what's the X factor? Why will a pendulum, or those balls, like with 6 or 7 balls and they hit each other and then the other one flies up, why will it eventually go back to rest on Earth? Okay? Why will it go back to rest? And so someone write the answer in the chat. What is the X factor? In a pendulum, it's air resistance. You see, it's actually because there's air, and the resistance of the ball against the air is what slows it down. If it wasn't a ball and it was a square, there would be more air resistance and it would slow down faster. So if your pendulum was a perfect vacuum in space and there was no gravity, it would keep going forever just because of the energy you put into it. So let's apply this to marketing. There's email resistance. Too many emails that are irrelevant, okay? They're clogging up your mailbox. And so you can't separate what's relevant by what's irrelevant. You need an external thing. That's called an X factor. Social media resistance. There's too many other people vying for attention and they look like they're making more money than you and they're having more fun. Okay? YouTube. There's too many better videos than yours. The word better is in quotes for a reason, because better means they've done their homework, they've targeted the right keywords, they have traction, they have track record, they have longer view time. More on that inside of Tube Relevance. The bottom line on this is you need to be a product of the product. So last week I purchased a product called the Massive Affiliate Blueprint. I've actually been involved in the launch of that, and many of you were here. We're exposed to that when the launch ended, and now we're all in the process of putting the product into motion. And it's a really simple idea. 7 proven keys to persuade customers to buy your backend or upsell offer. So I'm now going to go inside of the ebook that you guys will receive inside of the automation machine, and I'm going to create a video based on it. And that's what you're going to experience tonight. I'm actually going to go through these keys and apply them specifically to your business. But this is still the lead up to the actual keys, okay? For every product you promote, spend 1/3 of your time using it, spend 2/3 of your time promoting it. Most of you, not all of you, but most of you are loving to watch trainings. You love to watch replays. You love to watch videos. You love it, and that's great. Your subconscious mind is getting great food. It's replacing all the stinking thinking that you've had from other marketers who have been telling you the incorrect and inaccurate information for years. However, it doesn't mean anything until you actually promote it. So spend 2/3 of your time promoting it. Make a discipline. You say, you know what? If I watch a 15-minute training video from Peter or Vic, if I watch an hour of a replay, I'm committing to spend 3 hours promoting it. Okay? When you do that, you're now going to go, oh, maybe I'm going to think twice about watching that 1-hour training. Maybe I'm better off spending 15 minutes watching a training, like inside of one of our other more expensive training programs. And that's what's really funny. I'm going to show you some of our programs. Our most expensive training programs have the most concise videos. Instead of watching a webinar where you need to explain things, what we do is we condense them down into like under 15-minute lessons so that you can actually put these into practice. Test first, then scale. Okay? I launched the automation machine on Tuesday, and I had, I think, 20 people sign up, and I got 3 customers, which is a pretty good margin. And so I tested it, and I saw, okay, all the emails are good, all the emails are going out, it's converting into sales, people are buying the $7 offer. Now I'm going to add 150 more, 120 more. So now we have 158 people inside of there. But you see, when you keep these numbers small and you scale incrementally, we're getting a 30% open rate, 47 opens, right? 18 opens on the second email. This series has a year's worth of emails inside of it. And I was kind of disappointed because I had a consultation yesterday with James, the creator of this program. Last night, we spoke for quite a long time, almost 2 hours, about how we're going to roll this thing out, what we're going to do next, and how we're going to do it, and how we're going to promote Easy One Up, because James is in my team in Easy One Up. How are we going to do all this stuff over the next coming months and into the beginning of next year? And this strategy that we were looking at was, okay, we need to break these things down into more bite-sized chunks. And I told him, I said, James, it's great that you have a year's worth of emails, but unfortunately, it's going to be like 6 months to 8 months before people even hear about SociSnap. That's not fair. I don't want that. I want them to hear about it right away. So he said, oh, okay, let me extract these 8 emails for SociSnap. Let me give them to you. Boom, here's a sharing code. Bam. Now I have these 8 emails that I can give them to everyone who wants to promote SociSnap before the other 6 months of time has passed. Okay? And each email gives value, gives content, has links. It shows different. It's amazing what he's created. Okay? And I was really grateful to have contributed 8 emails of those 365. So the key here, my friends, is to rebuild. Rebuild. Now, if all of you are actually rebuilding, even though you say, you know what, I don't have a list, I ran solo ads before, it didn't do anything for me, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your excuse is, it doesn't matter. None of you who are here are starting with ground zero, okay? You might think you are because you don't have customers yet, or you don't have 10 customers or 100 customers or 500 customers. It doesn't matter. I got my first 500 customers in each network like 8 years ago. Now I want to see, okay, can I help generate more customers for others? When you create your own product, always be the #1 affiliate for your own product. Other affiliates will feel your commitment to your own product and they will jump on it with you. Okay? Like grasshoppers. So I want to give someone a gift tonight. I'm going to give you one of my $100 plus trainings that you don't have, absolutely free. And most of you, like Maria, always she has almost everything of mine already. But I have more than 500 affiliates. Okay? And I'm also an affiliate of my own product, although I don't put myself on my own leaderboard. I want you to guess, and the person who gets closest to the actual number is going to receive my $100 value training and a $500 value one-on-one coaching session with me tomorrow. Tomorrow, not any other time, but tomorrow. We're going to sit down for 30 minutes. I'm going to go mano a mano and see where you're at and give you your next step. So put a yes in the chat if you would like the gift. And next to your yes, put in the percentage of what do you think, what percentage of my businesses, it's not me personally, but it's my my business, what percentage from November 5th, 2019 to November 5th, 2020 of my online sales is from affiliates, given that I have more than 500 affiliates. Peter, why don't you begin the guess and then put in some of the other numbers that people are calling out.
All right.
I can't read the chat when I'm sharing my screen, so.
13%, 79%, 65%, 90%, 85%.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Okay, so who said 15%?
13% from Daryl.
Daryl, I love you, man. But I'm gonna count I'm gonna count downward from 5 to 1, and you guys can.
Mark Judge, 14%.
Okay, keep going. I'm gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hit it.
Hit it. All right. So
Rudolph, last one for Rudolph, 17%.
Rudolph?
Yep.
All right, well, Daryl, I'm still going to talk to you for half an hour because we need to talk anyway. But my actual stats, out of 500 affiliates, they only contributed 29.13% to my bottom line. So who was closest to that number?
All right, let's see. Rudolph, 17%.
Rudolph.
Yep.
All right. Rudolph, put your email and phone number in the chat, and I'll reach out, or Skype ID, some way to reach you, and I will reach out to you tomorrow. Okay? So who's my top affiliate? Me. Peter, you're also in there, right? But
Yep.
you're in the 500, and you're definitely in the top 3 of all affiliates. But I'm still selling my own product way more than any of my affiliates combined. Okay? That's why I feel I have the right to teach you guys something tonight. You must be the #1 salesperson. So put your hand on your heart and say, you must be the #1 salesperson. Okay? I am the #1 salesperson in my business. Own it. Okay? All of you need a system that you built. Even if you bought it from someone else, make it yours, customize it, add your personality to it. Okay? So now we're going to move into the 7 keys to persuade customers to buy your backend or upsell offer. Okay? And you don't have to take notes because if you opted in at theautomationmachine.com, you're going to get this PDF absolutely free. So let's go to key #1. I'm going to basically share the key and then I'm going to ask for Peter's commentary on each of the 7 keys. The very first thing you need to do is make sure that any upsell offer is tightly related to your main offer. In fact, not only should it be tightly related, ideally your upsell should enhance the use or enjoyment of your main offer. Take the classic example at a fast food restaurant. I guarantee that if you walked into a fast food restaurant and ordered a veggie burger, any well-trained clerk would ask you if you wanted fries or a drink with it. And a lot of people say yes to this offer because fries and or a drink enhances the enjoyment of the primary product. Okay? So let's suppose your main offer is e-learning. Could be Daily Digital Club, could be Easy One-Up, could be National Wealth Center, any of Peter's programs. What do the top people in these programs offer if you join their team? Typically, they will offer you traffic. They will offer you tips. They will share how they did it. They will have a group coaching program like a group meeting, meets in Zoom once a week. Or they're going to give you their tools. They're going to give you their membership site. They're going to maybe even give you leads. Okay? That's leads as part of traffic. So it really doesn't matter. But all of these things enhance the product that you're there. And typically they're going to say, you know what? If you go for Vertex Live, I'm going to give you my $2,000 Facebook training as a bonus. What do you say? Right? Or they're going to say, I'm going to give you my this and that that's worth equal amount to the product that they're promoting. That's called bonuses. Peter, over to you. What do you think about key #1, enhancement?
Well, I can go back to my culinary background. And when my parents had a restaurant, and one of the things we learned in culinary school is about wine. Why do they have a sommelier? Sommelier is someone specializes in wine. And why do they say, well, this wine is better with lamb and this wine is better with fish and this one is better with, right? Because what it does is that it opens up different portions of the palate and your tongue and the taste buds. So have you ever had make the mistake of brushing your teeth in the morning, right? Hopefully you do that. and you brush your teeth, and then you go in the kitchen and you have orange juice. Anybody ever do that?
Yep.
Is it make orange juice the worst tasting thing ever? Okay, try that one day. Trust me, you could love orange juice, but if you have it right after you had toothpaste in your mouth, it's the worst tasting thing ever. Okay.
Yeah.
So the same type of thing here is you need something that's going to enhance the original offer and make it 10 times better, or it's going to go well with it. So if you're selling a Facebook product, then you might have something like pixels or retargeting, something like that, like an added module that goes with the Facebook product, things like that. You wouldn't necessarily have something that's totally irrelevant to the product because it wouldn't really enhance it. And you're like, what does this have to do with anything, right?
Right.
So you have something. Think about it when you're offering an enhancement to it. How can this go in? What's my avatar? What are the type of person that's buying this product, and what would they really like? So many times, how I won many contests is I knew my audience are network marketers, so I would sell a product A, whatever it is, and their bonus would be leads, and many of them bought the product not so much because of the product, but because of the leads, because I knew what they wanted, right? So and that's I would sell so many product and win so many contests because I knew my audience. And I sweetened the offer because of that, and it went well together. So back to you, Vic.
Thank you, Peter. Key number 2, the irresistible deal. I love this one. Biggie size the order. Okay? Dropping a related offer in front of your prospect is great, but turning that offer into an irresistible deal is even better. Let's take the fast food example again. If you order a burger with small fries and a drink, the clerk will ask you if you want to biggie size the order for just a small extra charge. Like I do this all the time when I used to go to movies. I found that oftentimes the difference between a large popcorn and a medium popcorn is like 50 cents. And they also give you unlimited refills, right? So it's the same thing. The deal is irresistible. You get a lot more food for just a tiny bit more money. No matter what you're selling, you can do the same thing. For example, I usually charge $9.97 per month for this kind of coaching, like Facebook coaching, YouTube coaching, whatever. When I did coaching, that's what I used to charge. But as a valued member of my new copywriting club, for example, or my new SociSnap club, you'll get a special price of just $4.97 per month for the same high quality training or coaching or whatever, right? So what you do is you do a discount of 50% because they're part of something else. So if you buy SociSnap and you want my coaching, instead of paying $9.97 a month, you'll pay $4.97 per month, okay? Because you are part of something already. And that's one of the ways that you can cause that to happen. Let's go into a little bit more. Let's say you just joined Easy One-Up for $30. You got $25 and you paid your $5 admin fee. You spent your $30. For $1 more, you get Builderall. And now you can come to hours and hours of training with me and Peter on Tuesdays for $1, right? You also get a support rep, someone who's going to sit there in chat room, help you all the time, help you hook up your domain name, help you hook up your funnels, templates. You can one-click install and you get a Skype group. Now, all of a sudden, wow, you can put this into practice. You see, that's what the irresistible deal is all about. Over to you, Peter, and we're going to move to key number 3.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you that are members of Intentional Mentoring in, say, Easy One-Up, $47 a month, but if you do an annual, if you do, say, round it off to $50 a month, for a whole year, that would be $600. Well, if you do the annual, right, that's basically $295. So you're saving 50% right there, right? And then we also pay a 50% commission basically on that. So that's the irresistible offer. It's like, wow, why would I want to pay $600 a year? I can pay $300, if I do it right now and take advantage of the offer. So, and many times I've seen, Vic, on many of the affiliate type products, that irresistible offer is crazy good. So they'll have a standard price, a monthly price, and then the crazy good price is like insanely good,
Right.
because if you I said, wow, those monthly prices, it goes up to say, I'm going to throw a number, $500, but if you buy now, it's $69 one time or whatever, just crazy, a crazy deal that makes it like a no-brainer, because that's what they wanted you to have all along. And when you go to the movies, I mean, movies aren't even open here in New York anymore. But if you go to the movies, that's why you said, Vic, the medium to the large is maybe 50 cents more.
Right.
And that's done psychologically for a specific reason. Oh, it's not that much more. Okay. And then you do that, right? So so it's all done for a specific reason and priced that way. And then you strategically do that with your irresistible deal.
Exactly. So key number 3 is keep it short. Upsells and upgrades are not long form. Because you see, buying is an emotional state. There's no need to reinforce it. You built your credibility, you built your trust. The upsell is just a benefit-driven headline, or maybe a list of benefits and a call to action. So you've got an eager prospect sitting in front of your order form with their credit card in hand, or maybe they've already made a payment. You don't need to put a long sales letter in front of them. They're already purchased or they're eager to buy. So putting another wall of text in front of them might just have them hit the back button or maybe even ask for a refund. So what you need to do is something simple, okay? A lot of people blow it on this stage. You've already built your credibility. You've already established your trust. You don't need to do these things again. What you do need to do now is simply focus on the benefits of the upsell. In fact, your upsell be nothing more than just a headline, a really catchy product name, and a call to action. Tip, as always, test to find out for sure what your audience responds to the best. Test different headlines, test bulleted list of benefits, and you might even test short form copy against a video. That's why a lot of people, like if you go to intentionalmentoring.com, for example, there's no video on the homepage. Why is that? Well, we've tested it. When you put a video on an opt-in form, it cuts your opt-ins down by a factor of 5. The right place for a video is on the thank you page. Okay? Do we ask you for your name and your phone number on one screen? No. We ask you for your email only because this converts the highest. And we've observed that more people are willing to opt in with their name and their phone number after they've seen a 1-minute video from Peter. That's what we mean. Even you can apply this to your leads, to your capture pages. And we're going to go more deeply into that next Tuesday. Over to you, Peter, about keeping it short.
Yeah, definitely keeping it short. So you want to keep it short because of all the different things Victor has mentioned, but because people's attention span are short. If I see something is way too long, I generally don't read it. I'll go all the way down to the bottom and skip through it. So if it's short enough where they can read it, get the idea in a short, brief moment, great. The opt-ins, like Victor mentioned, is get a little bit of information and going to the second page, even if it's you've gotten a small commitment, like a micro commitment,
Yep.
and then they're more apt to give you more information later on, and you're kind of leading them along a journey, if you will. But if you were to ask first name, last name, email, phone number, you're going to lose most of your people, right? So by doing it that way, and Vic's learned this the hard way through many split testing, and by doing it the way he's telling you, and keeping it short, you got a lot more opt-ins and a lot more data in the long run. So back to you, Vic.
Thank you, Peter. Key number 4 is framing the price. The next thing for you to remember that you've already sold your prospect on purchasing that main offer. They've already agreed to whatever price you're charging. So when you extend the upsell offer, you want to frame the price so that it focuses on the upsell only. You're not bundling. It's important. But let me give you an example. Suppose you're selling a home study course for $99. The upsell offer for $25 for an app. When it comes time to ask for the order, do not do this. Would you like to add this offer to your order for a total of $125 for the course and the app? Suddenly, that sounds like a lot. The prospect is going to start second guessing their purchase, and you could lose the entire sale. That's why a lot of marketers put the upsell on the second screen after they've made the initial purchase. Okay? So instead, focus on the upsell, price only. Would you like to add this app to your order for just $25 more? Ah, that's better. That sounds doable. And since the prospect is already planning on spending 99 bucks, the 24 doesn't sound like any big deal. It's all in how you frame it. Any commentary from you, Peter, on that?
Yeah. If you were to, how can I put this? If you've purchased anything online and digital products, and you see, oh, this is an inexpensive thing. It's not that bad. Okay, I'll purchase this. Then they add the next thing onto it afterwards, and it's better to do it that way versus putting it all in one on one page, because it might turn somebody off, and they might say, wow, $50 is a lot more expensive, but $25 in the first purchase is not, even though they want you to do that on a second page. So it's psychologically chopping it in smaller pieces. And I think the big word on this whole page is frame. Okay, you're framing the picture and what you want them to see, and not having it randomly done. And it's every word, every color, every picture, every sequence is for a reason. Intentional. It's intentionally done. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So urgency. Create a sense of urgency. That's Bob Cialdini. I had a chance to interview him in the 90s when I worked for MSN as a talk show. It was a great show. Wonderful guy. I love his book. Highly recommend it. Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. But urgency, you want to create that sense of urgency. You want to limit the time or limit the number of units, or both. So you could say, once 300 of these are sold, then the price is going to double. Okay? Limit the number of units. That's an example of the units. You could say, okay, this launch special is only going to be available till October 31st. After that, it's going to increase in price to 99 bucks a month, and you're going to have to pay a $195 surcharge on top of that for the Funnel Club. Okay, that's another example. Let's do another example. Let's say we have a like a Facebook training that Peter and I launched a while back. We said, okay, you've got to buy this thing before the call is over. It's going to be 47 bucks, and it's going to increase up to 97 bucks immediately after this call is over. And so what did people do? They bought in at 47. Did they get a ton of value? Yes, because now that same product sells for $199. So you're always wanting to increase your price also of your products, because what that does, it shows the people who came in early that you are adding value to what it is that they already bought, and they feel like they got more value from what they got. Compare that to a lot of the JVZoo products. And I love JVZoo, but not all of them. Some of the products are great. But the majority of launches that happen, what happens? Launch is over, support, you never hear from them again. The product is gone. And that's why internet marketing has such a bad name, because it's not that internet marketing is bad, it's that the companies that make products don't understand these key principles that we're talking about here tonight in the automation machine. Back to you, Peter, on urgency. Real quick, we need to get me moving through this.
Yeah, great. Yeah, the urgency part is key, and I'll just say one thing here. Make sure that people know that you're serious, that the urgency is really an urgency. If you're doing a time thing, like, hey, it's going to be cut off at a certain time, do it, right? Do it. Because then they'll know the next time you do it, you really mean it, right? And sometimes people don't really mean it, and they extend it, and people just like, oh, they don't. It's not really real, as far as the urgency. So make sure you mean it when you do it. Back to you, Vic.
Right. Yes. And what you can also do is you can have timed release discounts. They could be seasonal, like Christmas, Black Friday. These are examples of seasonal discounts. And even though someone may have bought a computer, let's say a week ago, and then if that same, typically a company, if that same typical, like this has happened to me before, I bought something and then it came out on a Black Friday sale, I contacted the company and then they honored the price for the Black Friday sale because it was the exact same product. Now, if it was a different product, then there's a different story. But when you're creating your own products, you're going to have to deal with this eventually, okay? Because you're going to want to keep giving those discounts forever because you can see that it works. And so you need to have a crisis or some sort of reason why you're going to keep these coupons active or enabled, okay? Otherwise, there's no sense of urgency. And the easiest way to do that is the earliest customers that you've had, make sure that you give them extra value that the new people, even if they are paying the same discounted price as your earliest customers, they're not getting as much stuff for that value. You always have to keep increasing your value. Key number 7, a strong call to action. Use a strong call to action. The good copywriting rules apply to your upsell just as they do to your main offer. And that means you can't just drop the order link in front of a prospect and expect them to click it. You need to provide a strong call to action. That means you need to tell your prospects what to do next specifically and give them a good reason to do it and to do it now. Yes, I want to get ready for the beach. No, I don't want to get rid of my love handles. See, that's a good example for weight loss, okay? Now, it's kind of a double negative because you want them to also reconsider, oh, wow, if you have a picture, no, I don't want to get rid of my love handles. And, Peter, I know you're in a weight loss company right now that's a network marketing opportunity. This would be a great one for them, obviously not for the beach. But if you do yes, what you want, and no, what you don't want in the same bullet, more people will buy than if you just put the yes alone. See how that works? The yes option is positive and provides a benefit. The no option almost forces the prospect to agree with something that they probably don't really agree with. And that's going to make them stop and reconsider your primary offer. So yes, I want to save money on heating and cooling bills, but no, I don't want to save money, right? That would be an extreme example. So let's talk about making money, okay? I love this one. And all of you here want to make money. Let me say I want to make money in the chat.
Money.
Yes, I want to boot my conversion rates and make more money. And then no, I don't want to make more money. You can even link the no to what's called a downsell in the industry. Okay? So if they click that, it's going to take them to a coupon or something else. But all of this stuff is automation. Okay? This is automated. So you have to decide what these things are. You have to decide your own code of ethics. I suggest you mind map it out using a tool like the Brain or another mind mapping software or Google Doc, whatever you use as your tool. Draw this stuff out, or Builderall. Builderall has a great mind mapping tool. You go in there, map this stuff out on paper, however you want, and then start building it. Okay? Over to you, Peter, on making money. Yes, I want to boot my conversion rates and make more money. No, I don't want to make more money.
Yeah, it's I've talked a lot about this, about vibrational and thought and things like that, and what you say, and we did this just maybe 2 weeks ago, the power of words, right? And specifically here, the words you're saying to yourself are hugely important because you're programming your subconscious all the time with the words you're saying. So you have to be careful with what you're saying and how you're saying it. And and choose those words wisely, especially making money. You know, I don't want to be poor is terrible. Even though you're thinking, okay, I don't want to be poor means I want to be rich, but no, when all the words, all your brain hears is poor, poor, poor. You know, so you want to be specifically cognizant of the words that you're using to be able to make your offers, and also to programming your mind, your subconscious, things like that, and how you're explaining that to other people subconsciously or consciously. So back to you, Vic.
Yes, an important distinction is this type of language, persuasive language, copywriting language, belongs on your sales page or your landing page. It does not belong in email. I'm going to say that again. It does not belong in email. If you do this in your emails, you'll get unsubscribes. You're going to get spam complaints. You might even get your email or your website flagged. Don't do it, okay? That's why we are endorsing everyone here have a Builderall account so you can build pages. Put this persuasive stuff on your page. Facebook does not care what you put on your page. They care what you post on your wall. YouTube does not care what you have on the page when they click through, assuming you are monetized and you can actually have what's called one of those info cards, okay? If you have an info card, they don't care what's on the page on the other side of the info card. They care a lot what is on the info card. They care a lot on the reputation of the domain that's on the info card. Okay? So that's why you don't want to be putting this stuff in your emails. You want to put this stuff on your landing pages. So you have to have a relationship when you're doing automation between email, landing page, Facebook Messenger, landing page. It's all about the landing page. Okay? It's all about the landing page. Key number 7. And this is going to be the longest key. And this is the hardest part. Make it easy. Making it easy is a lot more work than you may realize. It's much less work for your customers. I'm going to give you lots of examples. We invested thousands of dollars on building a one-click sign-up for SociSnap. One-click login with Facebook. One-click login with Google. Or registering with their name, email, and password. Already have an account, sign in here. It's so simple. Facebook is blue, Google is red, and green is your email and password, okay? You can go to SociSnap.net and see this form in action. You can use the tool free 3 times. After that, it will not work. You'll have to upgrade to a paid product. SociMonkey is inside of all the back offices that Peter has. I made a special deal with Peter. You can use it free 9 times. And you also save 30% if you get through Peter's link. See? But in order to make this stuff happen, we had to spend a lot of money. Let's talk about Simple again. This is by far our best-selling product in my parent company. We sell a website tool for $360 a year. It's a business system. It's not a website. It's a complete business system. To add a secure TLS certificate and quick setup, they have to actually click the little button and it adds it. This is called an order bump. Okay? That brings the total to $497, but people only see the $139. Actually, I have to we increase the price from $137 to $139. That's an example of, again, keeping it really simple for people. Notice our checkout page has testimonials on it. Facebook relevance. After the free course, after the long sales page, after a coaching call, the upsell is a $5.99 done for you. Okay, you can buy Facebook Relevance Platinum for $19.95. Almost every single person who makes that investment, they want to have a done-for-you setup. Like, look at that. Do you want an expert to set up your Facebook business? Add a complete done-for-you Facebook page, set up for your business, plus a group done for you the right way. You'll start the year right by making sure all systems are go. We typically promote this in January. Okay? It's done quite well for us. Here's the funnel that I did with Peter. That was a $47 front end. It's now $199. It's called Facebook Domination Secrets. The upsell is actually on the screen afterward. It's the 10K code training program. That's $997 per quarter. Instead of $997 per month, it's per quarter. And then if they buy that $997, then we upsell them to the $1997, the whole course, and the $599 done for you. Well, our checkout system actually retains all the credit cards, so it basically, you can just go next, 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 and it totals it all up for you. It's extremely efficient, very, very easy for people to make that decision. So let me ask you, here's a good question. Since we're talking about Facebook, where are you with Facebook? Please put an A in the chat if you only use Facebook on your personal wall. B, if you have a fan page and have at least boosted one post before. B stands for boost. C means you've spent at least $1,000 in ads on Facebook. That means you're eligible to start running conversion ads. D means you are a dynamo or a decision maker. You've spent at least more than $10,000 on Facebook ads and you want to see a return on investment. I'm looking to help people in the D category because when you've spent $10,000 on Facebook ads, that data, it also stands for D, it's in your account unless you've been, shut off or banned or something by Facebook. But I can turn that into cash because that data is there. Okay, as long as it's not more than a year old, that data is sitting there. You probably just didn't know what to do with the data to turn it into cash. But if you're not there yet, then learn the basics before we talk. Example, Easy One Up. And this is what you want to think about. If you're in Easy One Up, if they buy at the $25 level plus the $5 admin fee, what can you give them? Put some ideas in the chat. What could you give them that you have done, that you have created, that you have within your possession and you have the legal right to give them that would cause them to go, wow, that's a really great deal. Then think about if they buy at the $2,000 level with the $500 licensing fee, what could you give them? Something that has at least matching or more value. Peter, you want to comment on this? I can show people what I'm doing. And I actually asked you permission on this. I said, I have a $2,000 training course, several of them. So why don't I sell them my training course and have them get Vertex Live as a bonus? Does it matter which the 2,000 is for? Are they still paying the same 2,000, right? Plus, that way, when they look at it, they will have something that has a tangible sponsor-related value. Let's say you don't have a $2,000 course. You want to think about what could you give them, right? So am I selling Easy One Up? No, I'm offering it as a bonus if people buy my VIP packages. It's the only way to get a one-on-one coaching call with me. Because I want to really work on someone who's gone through my course. They already have a Facebook campaign running. They just want me to go in there and tweak their ads before they go and scale it. Otherwise, it's all group coaching. But let me go back to this slide, Peter. Maybe you could comment, maybe throw out some ideas. What could people give as bonuses if they're at the basic level, the $30 level, the $2,500 level? Over to you, Peter.
Yeah, obviously. Well, many of you aren't with Easy One Up, but it's all a one-time payment. So at $25, they pay $30 to come in, you get $25 for a one-time payment. I mean, hey, you have to decide how much you're going to give them, knowing that you're only going to get $25 out of the sale. We have leverage involved with it. So as they sell the product, you're going to get their second sale. So there's a leverage aspect to it. So yeah, you can get extra money from that as well too. But if you don't have something that you can give them, or at least you don't think you do, you can always find something to be able to give them as a bonus. Many people in Easy One Up, they'll do traffic rotation, traffic rotators, and there's some free ones out there that you can search on Google as far as traffic rotators and the like. There's leads. You can very easily do a series of 5-minute videos. I mean, not difficult. And many of the products that are available on the internet, you can find a tremendous amount of those products that you could just copy, duplicate, put your name on it, PLR products, and be able to give that as well too. So there's always a lot of ways that you can add value at not a lot of money and expense to you. And then once you have it all set up, it costs you nothing, right? But it has a great perceived value. Videos and video training and things like that has a great perceived value. And you don't even have to do all the videos yourself if you don't want to. I mean, you could just do an introduction video, and maybe in between some of the 5-minute videos, do a little commentary, and just put them together, and put them in a little zip file. There you go. So you can. There's a lot of ways, if you put a little thought into it. It's not going to cost you a lot of money to give a lot of value at those product levels and differentiate yourself from everybody else.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter.
Yep.
So where can you go from here? On next Tuesday, we're going to have another training. Please put a 1 in the chat if you've signed up for Builderall and paid. 2, if you've signed up for Builderall and not paid. And 3, if you want to sign up for Builderall, and then we will send you an email with our links, because people who are here are also promoting Builderall. We're not going to put links in the chat. We're going to send them to you via email. Okay? So please put a 1, 2, or 3 in the chat when it comes to Builderall. Peter, if you can just say 30 seconds about this, because the majority of our people who signed up for Builderall have not paid. Okay? So we can't really help you if you haven't paid for your tools.
My commentary on that is, what are you waiting for? We've been harping on this for how long? A month now or more.
Right.
On how good this product is. Not even how good, how great this product is.
Right.
Just go for it. Just go for it.
Right.
But when you go for it, make sure you have the commitment that you're going to actually do it. Remember the pendulum? If you are only willing to make this much effort, you're only going to get this much result. Just swing the pendulum and let it go, and then do the work, because it's got to swing the other way, right? It's got to swing the other way. So just go for it. Take action. We're going to be here for you all the time to be able to help you. I'm sure we've demonstrated that to everybody that's here. And the product is incredible. It really is incredible. So hopefully you do get this and take action and actually join the Builderall system through us. It's a great product. It really is.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. So I want to talk about super affiliates, because it is a tier 2 program. Okay, this is my screen from this morning when I was making this deck. I have enrolled 403 people. Okay, now look at that. I've signed up 3 times as many people with my team than I have sponsored personally. Yes, I still need to do the work. I signed up 100 people, but I helped my team, tier 2, sign up 3 times as much as me. And that's why I'm doing these trainings, because I'm looking for someone to duplicate my results. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm nothing special. I started off at 0, just like all of you. And those tier 2 sales are paying me residual every single month. Every single month. So as I teach my students how to fish, it grows my passive income. My sponsor, I just talked with him last night. He's on the road to make $100,000 a month passively, because he's focused 3 years on supporting his team. Okay? That's the power you get. That's the power you want to have. Over to you, Peter. You can see that. It's like factual. All of you can do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope everybody can realize 100,000 a month. And what is that guy? 7 figures a year. And he started just about 2 years ago.
Right.
But he's taking massive action. Don't, the mistake that a lot of people make is they don't do anything because they can only start off and doing little, right? That's the same thing with charities. They don't do anything because they can only give a little. Even if you can only put a little time and effort into starting your internet business, starting your income, do whatever you can, okay? And then with the vision of scaling it up over time and having a longer term outlook. If you can only put a little bit of time, a little bit of money and things like that into it right now, that's okay. Everybody starts at their own level. But as you are doing that, understand that your time horizon has to be longer. Okay, so if you can only swing the pendulum a little bit, understand that you have to spend more time in there because you can't swing it this far, which would be more money, right? Or if you can see in the video, of me, if you can only pull it up this far, which would be more money, time, and effort, then you have to compensate with spending more time into it versus putting more of the money aspect into it. So, 40,000 a month, 100,000 a month. I hope you can wrap your brain around there because it's possible. It is possible, and I'm living proof of that. So. And I know Vic and so many other people know people as well that do that. So it is possible, and you can do it. Just have the long-term outlook that you can do it. And Builderall is a perfect product to be able to do it with because they pay massive commission and they have a great product, and people stick with it month after month. So you can layer your efforts every single month. So great stuff.
Yeah, and you save so much money with it. You can cancel your ClickFunnels, you can cancel your Aweber account, you can cancel all these monthly things that are draining your bank account, and just focus on that one payment to one company that supports you, and they have everything in there. They have video hosting. You get rid of your Vimeo. You can get rid of virtually every digital marketing tool, messenger bots. Get rid of those things. They just added Post Planner, like a post planning tool for scheduling your posts. That's another $30 a month that we're paying. When you add up all these tools together, you're spending $500-600 a month just to sustain your internet business. What Builderall is doing is built it all under one roof for one low price, right? And they just launched a program. It's only $29 a month. I just learned about that. Do you know that, Peter? It's now when the special that they're doing is not a full unlimited email. It's just a getting started package. You can upgrade for $29 a month. That's a brand new program they just launched. So no excuses, guys. Upgrade, get paid, and work with your team. All right, so now we're going to close this out. I just made an investment of $1,000. It's actually more than that, and time to create this automation machine funnel. I bought it. Okay, I bought it from James, my sponsor in Builderall. What is it? Well, you can see the results of it. There is a free ebook. There are daily emails for a year. There is a $7 bonus offer, and what I'm giving is 7 lessons in Tube Relevance free, my YouTube training, how to generate your first 1 million views on YouTube without a lot of effort, and there's a members area with tons and tons of really fabulous training, worth at least $100. You get it for $7. And you can also get a $1 trial for Builderall. Okay? Now, if you're already with Builderall, it doesn't matter. You can just go ahead and use the training to promote your Builderall business. And my bonus are video replays of this series. What I went through tonight is actually outlined inside of this book. And a collective wrote this book. It was a combination of 3 or 4 people that wrote this book. James, Eric, the CEO of Builderall, and a few other people contributed to it. Tonight's presentation was taken from this book. This video that you're watching tonight is from this book. It's all available for you absolutely as my gift, just going to the automation machine, and you can see what's inside of a $2,000 white label product. I mean, the product is now $2,000. The launch is over. It used to be $1,000. I got in early. It's now $2,000. It's still worth it, but there's a ton of value that you can see for $7 just at the automation machine. So that is my presentation for tonight. I kept it to 90 minutes. If you're watching this on YouTube, please point your browser to the automation machine, opt in with your name and your email address, check out this book. You're gonna love it. Everything that I covered in there tonight is gonna be in there. Watch your email, whitelist. I'm gonna send you the YouTube video of tonight's presentation, which goes deep into what I learned personally from this book. Thanks for watching. Over to you, Peter, and let's close this out.
Yeah, guys, fantastic deal. Hope you guys go to theautomationmachine.com. I've seen the back workings of the product that he's talking about. Incredible product. And if you get into using Builderall and get into just seeing how these are all laid out and what you can do with them, there's no stopping you as far as funnels that you can build for products, digital products, and really having sales coming in every single day beyond whatever you're doing in network marketing. If you can get this out to people, doing pay-per-click, doing Google AdSense or whatever to get out to sell these individual products, imagine waking up and have 10 or 15 orders of $7, $20, $40, $30, $40, $99, just having it go automatically, because once you set it up, it's out there all the time. And once you have an automatic marketing system, okay, then you in turn can set it and forget it, because once you build these funnel systems, it's pretty much automatic. So it's a great way once you understand the concept and you start saying, okay, I'm going to put one of these together a week, 2 a week, 3 weeks, whatever you do, then you can have yourself money coming in while you sleep. That's an incredible thing. And what does that lead to? Freedom.
Yes.
Freedom. Yeah. Great stuff, guys.
Peter, how did you know that next week is going to be called Set It and Forget It? Next week is Set It and Forget It.
We're like this. We're like this. We're like this.
Well, those of you who are here live with us in the Zoom, I put in the 12 lead magnets and all the capture pages in the automation machine. Each one has its own PDF. Each one we're going to cover week by week, okay? It's Set It and Forget It, the ninja hacks, the 10 blog posts, quick hacks, 17 ways to autoresponder. All of these pages are ready to go. There's 12 of them. And you have only, this is what's really key to this thing. And pay attention to this. When you look at how much work has gone into this system, you realize that this is setting the bar so high for automated systems. The bar has never been as high as this. Nobody has ever created something as sophisticated with so much value as this system, where you can get 12 ebooks absolutely free that teach you the real marketing stuff that you don't even know. And for $7, you get like all of this awesome training inside of a back office with tons of resources, 20 vetted products that you can promote and start earning commissions, including but not limited to Builderall, and showing you how to get traffic, showing you how to generate leads, how to convert leads into sales by 3 veterans in the industry. This is like an unbeatable offer. So I hope that you guys opt in and make your $7 investment and pick it up. The 7 proven keys to persuade customers to buy your Backend and Upsell offer. So thank you for coming out tonight. We'll take some questions and then we'll call it a wrap. And all of you who are here live in YouTube, thank you for being a member of our channel, we have a couple of options below this video. You can subscribe, and when you click the little bell notification, every time we upload a brand new video, you'll get notified that we're either going live or that we uploaded a new video. My channel is called Tube Relevance, so you're welcome to go check out all the videos that are there. There's a lot of free stuff, and there's even more inside of the members area. You can click join and become a member of the channel, and your contribution is greatly appreciated. I'm Vic, and I will see you in the next one. We teach Mindset Mondays, Tactical Tuesdays, and Trainer Thursdays. That's it, and good night.